Okay, so I've got all my radials laid down then. I don't know how well you can see them on the camera there. Got 40 radials, roughly about 15 to 16 meters long. They all come back to this, when the camera focuses, one point here. So there's all my radial connections, and go short earth wire here to the earth rod, and then earth wire connects onto my ground on the ballon. If the camera will focus, there we go. And then I've got my vertical element there, goes up my mast. Now, like I say, eventually I want to put a about 18 to 20 meter mast up and run this as a quarter wave on 80 meters. But at the moment we're just working with what we've got, which is a 12 meter tall Spiderbeam mast. So there you go, my element goes all the way up to the top of that mast, and the feeder cable here goes into my box and into my heavy duty feeder cable that I put in the trench the other day. So I'm only using a bit of RG58. I know it's not the best cable, but we're only doing a one-nighter just to try it out. So it'll do. That short run will do for what we're doing. Then that feeder cable comes out the bottom of the box, underground in my trench, all the way down to where I'll be operating, which is in that caravan. And this is probably the most middle-class amateur radio operating trip ever, really. Got my caravan going, got my generator, so got mains power, got my fridge with a couple of nice cold drinks in for later. This is the way to do it. So all I've got to do now is way down at the other end, in that box you can see there, that's where the feeder cable comes out the other end. There's no connector on there yet, so I need to put a connector on there, and then I can run a feeder cable into the caravan, and that's where I'll be operating from. We'll be doing a bit of evening operating on 40 meters. At the other end of our setup then, this is the box where the cable comes out the ground the other end, the radio end. So you can see my conduit there, the water pipe which I buried the other day. Feeder cable comes out of there, and this here is an earth wire, if you can see that, and goes out the box and just runs to this earth rod here. And then got my just put a feeder cable on there, which again only RG58, not the best cable in the world. We're only here for one night and just for testing, so we'll make do with that for now. And that runs, I don't know, it's probably only about 5 meters or so. Comes across here into the back of my radio. This is old ICOM 703, which I just put on just to listen in, see what sort of signal I'm receiving. I will swap that out in a minute for I've got a Yaesu FT857, which I'll pull out in a minute, because obviously that's 100 watt radio. This is 10 watt radio. So in a minute we'll get on there and see if we can make any contacts. Okay, so I've had this antenna on air then, and first impressions, it seems to be working really well. I had a quick scan through on SSB, didn't actually make any calls, just had a listen through, and stations coming in all over Europe. Had a quick go on FT8, did about 15 minutes on FT8, and had a fairly rapid succession of contacts on FT8, so that worked quite well. And I've got it running Whisper at the moment. It's been going probably about 20 minutes or so. I'll give it another 10-15 minutes and I'll put the plot up on the screen. But so far it's sending and receiving all over Europe, and even got a station in Australia and Antarctica as well. So so far I'd say I'm very happy with the performance. I think what I'll do, people keep telling me 40 meters is a nighttime band, so obviously it's still daylight at the moment, or just starting to get dark. The light's fading rapidly as I speak. So I think what I'll do is I'll take the plot of the Whisper test that I've already done, and then I'll take another plot in, I don't know, a couple of hours or so once it gets dark, and we'll compare the two, see how it performs at night time. I just wanted to show you inside the caravan setup we're running. So I've got my laptop here is running Whisper at the moment, and I've got Icom 703 here. It's only a 10 watt radio. I've actually got the power cranked down to 5 watts because I'm running digital modes. I don't want to burn out the output stages. And like I said earlier, 40 meters, bit of a nighttime band, so I wanted to try it once it got dark, which it is definitely now dark. It's actually about 11:30 at night. Been running Whisper for about an hour now, and looking at the plots, I'm getting out everywhere. It's this antenna's doing really well. I'm really happy with it. Looking at it, actually, I'm starting to get stations coming in from Canada and America, so now is probably the time to put away the Whisper setup and get out the bigger radio, the 857, crank it up maybe 50, 100 watts, and start putting out some calls on SSB. So I think that's where I'm going to go now, because that's what I really wanted to do tonight. I wanted to try 40 meters with a decent antenna at night time. So let's switch the radio out, get a 100 watt radio, and start pumping out some power. So it's following morning then, quite late in the morning actually. Had a bit of a lay in. I was up quite late last night, about 3-4 o'clock I think I went to bed. I was up playing radios, but the antenna performed very well actually. Conditions weren't great. There was a lot of noise on the band, and this time of the year, you know, middle of summer, you get a lot of static crashes from lightning storms around the world. So conditions weren't great, but I did work a few US stations, including 2 new states that I hadn't worked before. So all in all, I call it a success. Next thing to do is obviously we're going to pull that antenna down and put up, I need to get a 18, maybe 20 metre tall mast to make a course wave on 80 metres. So that's the next thing. What might be interesting to do is I've got a auto antenna tuner, so it might be worth sticking that on the base next time I'm down here, and seeing how that tunes up on some of the other bands, maybe 20, 30, possibly even 10. So that could be an interesting experiment, maybe for next time. But in terms of this project, next thing I need to do is, like I say, get a bigger mast, and I want to get some more pins and pin down those radials a bit better. I ran out of the ground pins, and some of them are sticking up a little bit, so they need pinning down. So that's the next task. In terms of operating from a caravan, it's the best way to do it, because I've got my cooker in there. I had a lovely gammon steak last night. Heating, if it gets a bit chilly, got the generator. There's no better way to do it, is it? I've got my home from home with a decent antenna. Thank you for watching. If you like what I do, please click the thumbs up button. It lets me know that I'm heading in the right direction with the channel and gives me the confidence to keep doing what I'm doing. Don't forget to click the subscribe and also the bell button to be notified when I upload new content. If you don't like what I'm doing, feel free to click the thumbs down button. Just tell me why in the comments below. I welcome your feedback, and constructive criticism will help me to improve the channel. Take care, and I hope you will catch me in the next video.